Hello my good friends, I hope you're all doing fine. My name is Jesse and in this video we're going to be discussing a very interesting Digimon that is a recent addition. It's in fact a fusion. So before we get to it, we are first going to discuss the component Digimon. On the one hand we have Saber Leomon, who we discussed in the Explaining Leomon Digivolution line video, but who I will discuss once more. Speaking of, the Explaining Leomon Digivolution line video is in the description box. Saber Leomon is an ancient animal Digimon based on the Smilodon fatalis, colloquially known as the saber-toothed lion or tiger, an animal who lived in North and South America. And please remember these locations for the sake of this video. Saber Leomon is said to possess the ability for Mach speed. By definition, Mach speed or Mach 1 is equal to the speed of sound. So quite a speed if you ask me, as it can easily dodge attacks no matter how fast they are. We do know about Saber Leomon's potential speed, however, the details of this Digimon are shrouded in mystery. Though, according to one theory, it is a Leomon who was changed into the shape of a beast. It's a theory, so we may never know if it actually is true or not. But I can say the following: there has been played with Saber Leomon's data in one way or another. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Gatomon, right? Well, in order to defend itself, it wears long claws. Claws which are copied from Saber Leomon's data. Very interesting, isn't it? On the other hand, we have the giant mutant Digimon called Eldoradimon, a Digimon whose data is made based on the mythical city called Eldorado, a city, a kingdom or empire of gold perpetually located somewhere in the Americas. Again, this city's location is going to be important for the video. So, Eldoradimon is a giant Digimon who comes at 600 feet or 182 meters in height, and has an extremely well thought story which explains why it became the way it is. Let me enlighten you. It once wandered into the research data for ancient ruins on a neglected computer, and over a long period of time it unified with that data. And I think that before it gained this form, Eldoradimon probably just was another tortoise Digimon. And if I am to make the suggestion, it could have been a Tortomon, a heavy tortoise Digimon. The only issue is that it is a champion level Digimon, while Eldoradimon is a mega level Digimon. But just like Tortomon, it can also retract its head, arms and legs. When it does so, it looks like nothing more than the ruin of an ancient fortress. Now, due to the enormous quantity of research data it holds, it has become a slow-witted Digimon with a large build that is probably difficult to bring down even if it is attacked by scores of Digimon. Here comes the interesting part. Eldoradimon, being based off the city Eldorado, which is a mythological city in South America, and Saber Leomon, who is based on the Smilodon fatalis, an animal which lived in the Americas, they can both fuse their data to become TLALOCMON, a Digimon who in my eyes is such a masterpiece, but who received little to no information when it comes to its origins and abilities. But that's not a problem. I talk a lot, and I always have lots to say about Digimon anyway, so here it goes. You see, TLALOCMON is based off the god of rain in Aztec religion. So it's basically a Digimon based off South American mythology / religion. And there aren't that many Digimon based of anything related to South America, which makes me sad in some way, but which is also motivating me to take more time to explore what we have. We do have another Digimon from the Americas who I mentioned before, namely Quetzalmon, who is based on Quetzalcoatl. Among the Aztecs, he was related to wind, Venus, the sun, merchants, arts, crafts, knowledge and learning. He was also the patron god of the Aztec priesthood. Quetzalcoatl was one of several important gods in the Aztec pantheon, along with the gods Tlaloc, who we are going to discuss in this video, Tezcatlipoca, we are waiting for a Digimon based on this god, and Huitzilopochtli, who we are also waiting for a Digimon based on this god. So, as we don't have that much information about TLALOCMON, it will be our task to kind of fill the gap. So, TLALOCMON is based off the god Tlaloc, the Aztec god of rain and storms, but also a deity of earthly fertility and water, worshipped as a giver of life and sustenance. He was feared but not maliciously for his power over hail, thunder, lightning and even rain. When we look at TLALOCMON, we can see that it holds two scepters, each of them emitting a particular element. Its right scepter has lightning coming out, and its left scepter has water coming out. So we can be sure that it is a master of at least these elements. Perhaps it could use more, like for example hail. When doing my research, I came across a marvelous post about TLALOCMON, which was written by Majora Z, explaining how well thought TLALOCMON truly is. I will put the link towards it in the description box, so make sure to check it out and give Majora Z a following. Speaking of, Majora Z explained the following. TLALOCMON's large eyes, circular jewelry, hanging claw and horn ornaments, and its spiky crown all represent Tlaloc's goggle-like eyes. Its diminutive body is likely a reference to Tlaloc's association with dwarfs and children, and its blue skin to Tlaloc's ties to the color blue. Its staffs have a wavy tail and a vaguely like serpent mouth front like Tlaloc's snake staffs, and them emitting electricity and water fits it, as TLALOC is ultimately the god of rain and storms. Leomon, being one of its Jagras components, is likely a reference to TLALOC and other Mesoamerican rain gods originating from Olmec were-jaguars. Majora Z finished with the following. That's a lot of really smart symbolism. I'm pretty surprised Bandai did this much research. It's possibly I'm reading into some stuff too much, but there's too much here for all of it to be coincidental. To me, I think TLALOCMON is simply amazing and quite well made. The Digimon developers went into the details and created a masterpiece if you ask me. I'm hoping they are going to include as much Mesoamerican Digimon as possible. And I'm also hoping that they can create a storyline where certain Digimon gods interact with one another, because in the end there are quite a few gods out there. TLALOCMON is based on the Aztec gods, Jupitermon is based on Roman gods, the Apmon Hadesmon is based on Greek gods, Anubimon is based on Egyptian gods, Susanumon is based on Japanese gods, the list goes on. You guys let me know how you think of TLALOCMON and how you want it to function within the confines of the digital world. Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video to help the channel survive the wrath of the YouTube gods, and don't forget to subscribe. On top of that, if you are new, know that all my Digimon videos are placed in particular Digimon playlists, which are always updated, that way you can catch up to newer and older videos. Small question, can you do me a solid by following my Instagram page? The name is the following, OhanuJ2. I would need Instagram for large projects, even though I absolutely detest even this platform, but it exists, so might as well make use of it, right?